My chest is a very well-developed muscle group for me. It hasn't always been that way. Before I ever started lifting, I had a chest that was non-existent. But there's things that I've done and there's things that I've learned that have helped me grow the chest that I have now. Adding the size that I want to it, it's a little bit more simple than most people think, but you don't know the things you don't know. I'm gonna take you through one of my chest workouts that has helped me grow my chest and things that I've learned all along the way that have completely changed the game for me. Let's just get into it. Right now we're gonna be starting on a Smith machine, and I know, please don't go crazy on me. Using the Smith machine does not make you beta. It's one of the best machines you could use in the gym. I literally abuse this machine now. I use it for basically everything. We're starting with a Smith machine incline bench. I hope my pants aren't too distracting. They're young lady's new ugly ass pants. To start with a Smith machine incline, we're gonna need to put the bench at the right incline. And you're gonna wanna put it at around 3 or 30 degrees. I know a lot of people might say 15 degrees is better or 45 degrees is better. 30 degrees is probably the best for you. There's gonna be a lot of emphasis on your upper chest without putting too much emphasis on your front delts. This is not a shoulder movement, it's an upper chest movement. Now once you have the incline at the proper height, you're gonna wanna see where the ball spars as you bring it down. Right now, it's literally gonna hit my head. This bench is way too forward. So right now when I bring it down, it's coming right to my upper chest, and that is perfect. I wanna make sure that the bench is in the middle, which is not, so I need to move it a little bit to the left, and then it's gonna be perfect. We're gonna start with nothing on the bar just to warm up. I normally do about 2 to 3 warm-up sets since it's the first movement, and I'll do anywhere from around 6 to 12 reps. The heavier the warm-up set, the less reps I'll do. You also wanna make sure that your elbows don't flare completely out, and then you have them at a slight angle as you bring the bar down. This was my first warm-up set with a plate on each side. You have to gauge what weight you can do to start with. It could be a 10, it could be a 25, or it can be a 45. It all depends on what you're trying to work up to. In my opinion though, never go heavier than a 45 to start. Now the reason I start with an upper chest movement is strictly because if you're trying to build that fuller chest, the one that you get the full line that goes all the way up, there's no exercise to build that middle chest. What you need to do is build a all-around chest. You need to make sure that you're focusing on the parts that are your weakness. Now for a lot of people, their weakness is their upper chest, which is going to hold you back from the chest that you want. If that's the case, starting with an incline movement so you can give 100% in that movement is the best thing that you can do. Now this is the last warm-up set before moving into my working sets. I did 2 heavy-ish working sets, going for around 6 to 8 reps. Now the only way you're going to actually make any type of progress in the gym is if you're training nearer to failure. If you come to the gym and hit a movement like this, and you go for 12 easy reps for 3 sets, just think about your muscles, and if it feels easy, then there's nothing that your muscles need to do differently or to adapt to actually grow. It can stay the exact same and do the same work and get the same output. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's just insanity. You gotta come in and you gotta try, even if it's by the slightest bit, increasing weight and taking things as close as you can to failure. Make your muscles adapt to the work that you're putting in. Always also make sure that you have a spot if you need one. That's crucial. So even though it was only the slightest increase with 10 pounds on each side, this was my weight for my working sets. Now 6 to 8 reps is a rep range because you want to try take it as close as you can to failure. So you want to be able to pick a weight that for 2 sets you'll be able to at least get 6 reps, but no more than 8 reps. So for this movement, only the 2 working sets counted. Next we're moving into a converging chest press. You know it's a converging chest press and not just a regular chest press machine, is that when you go through the movement, your hands should be getting closer to each other. I never used to really do this movement. As I have grown in the gym and understood more, it is such a great movement. You get such a better range of motion that just works well with your chest fibers. I like to do 2 pushing movements on my chest days. I'll do an incline movement, either dumbbell or Smith machine, and then I'll move into something like this. Now you can substitute this with a dumbbell bench press if you don't have a converging chest press machine at your gym. I normally would do dumbbell flat bench. I've been preferring this and it feels so much better to me, so I've been sticking with it. I can go a little bit heavier and push till failure. I don't have to worry about dropping the weight or anything. It means I can push it a little bit harder. Pushing a little bit harder means I'm gonna grow my chest a little bit more. After my first warm-up set, I'll move into my first working set, which is relatively heavy. This one is gonna be 8 to 12 reps until failure. Then I'll go up 1 more time from this and I'll probably only be able to get around 5 to 7 reps. So there's something else that is just as important as training to failure, and that is rep speed and controlling the weight as you go through the movement. So many times when I see people on any bench movement or machine press, they will be repping out as many reps as they possibly can as fast as they can. There's a time and place for everything, but if you're trying to grow your chest, it's not gonna be the most ideal thing to do. You wanna make sure that you do slow, controlled reps, keep that tension on the muscle, and move with intention as you train. When I first started lifting in the gym, I was only training for strength, which means I was throwing that weight off my chest. I wasn't training efficiently and I did not keep a lot of tension on the muscle throughout the movement. Now I much prefer to go a little bit lighter on the weight and focus more on the reps. Of course, I want to be strong, but I've given up the ego to be insanely strong because I rather look strong than be it. And I normally add on my second movement a back off set, which is just decreasing the weight and going for more reps. I'm gonna take off the 25 in the plate, but I'm gonna put the 25 back on with one plate, and I'm gonna just go for as many reps as I can. Now, sometimes instead of this being a back off set, I'll do a drop set on my second movement, and I will get into exactly how I do that in another video. But again, just because I'm going for as many reps as possible does not mean that I am moving with an extreme speed. And since the chest is already fatigued, by the time you get to 8 to 10 reps, even though the weight is relatively light, it becomes increasingly more difficult. Now, when you're going for as many reps as possible, even getting a few partial reps at the end of the movement is still super beneficial. So when I go through it, I don't just stop. I'll try to get as many partials as I can as well. We have made it halfway through the chest workout. I think it's fair to be able to take the pump cover off. You can't come to the gym with no pump cover, but as soon as you get that pump, you shed this. It's a little too loud on the side, so we're gonna go into a voiceover for the remainder that we're on this side. The next movement we're gonna go into is a high to low cable fly. This one is gonna work the lower chest. Now, if you don't have a cable machine, you can always do dips on a parallel bar, but in my opinion, you're gonna get better work from a high to low cable fly because you can actually progress in weight easier. With dips, it's more difficult to add weight and it's harder to take them to true failure. For this movement, I did 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps, taking each one to failure. Then I stayed on the same machine and just lowered the cables, now doing a low to high cable fly. This one's gonna put more emphasis on the upper chest. For this movement, I did 2 working sets, doing 8 to 12 reps, taking each one of them to failure as well. Now, using a cable machine for fly movements is much more ideal than using dumbbells. And the reason why cables are so much better is because they'll allow you to keep tension throughout the whole movement on the chest. Now, this is where I'll see people go wrong. Majority of the time, this is all you need for a chest workout, but some people will add more exercises after this. At this point, the pump is going to be astronomical and you are going to have everybody staring. People are going to look at you and they're only going to be staring here. So you're gonna have to practice saying, yo, my eyes are up here. Price you have to pay to get the chest of your dreams. Right now I feel pretty good with my body and I am maintaining. I don't know what the next goal is gonna be for me, but when I do know, you guys are 100% gonna be the first people I tell. I'm not gonna go into too much depth of what I did for triceps because this was mainly for the chest workout, but I started with a crossbody tricep extension, increasing the weight and decreasing the reps each set. Then I went into an easy bar skull crusher, doing 2 working sets to failure here. The rep range being around 6 to 10 reps, but I was only able to get 8 for each. And then I finished with tricep pushdowns, doing a drop set with 3 weight decreases. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments and I will answer them either in a video or I will just reply back to them. I can't take this off by myself. I'm not gonna be able to get a thumbnail for YouTube with, the thumbnail is gonna be from another workout that I did. This NLA wife lover is so tight on me that every time I wear them, I have to have somebody take it off me, unless I wanna just rip it off, and I'd rather not right now. A lot of people overcomplicate chest training and any training in general, and they just add so much extra volume that isn't necessary. Come in the gym, pick your 3 to 4 exercises. If you're hitting chest once a week, 4 exercises, 2 working sets each, promise you'll start seeing some growth. The more you emphasize training to failure and your rep speed, any muscle honestly will grow. These pants actually got more confidence than I thought they would. I thought people really wouldn't like them. I mean, genuinely, I liked them, so I didn't care, but I thought people were just gonna be like, they were whatever. I will see you guys in the car. I'm ready to get out of the gym. There's only one workout that can be used to grow your chest. I want to make another video that goes in depth on just how to train your chest in general to grow. You can take that and be able to build your own program from that. I didn't focus too much on triceps today. I do put it on arm day. I will be hitting that either Saturday or Sunday, so I will take you guys through that one as well. I'm telling you guys, I know that sometimes it seems a little bit difficult to grow. It's gonna take time, it's a process. I'm gonna put a picture of me before I even started lifting, how I look so scrawny. And everybody starts lifting for their own reason. I will say this, when you start lifting for yourself, you have more motivation than when you start lifting for others. And when I say others, I mean girls or guys. I first got into the gym because I was so set that it was going to help me get girls. I couldn't have great conversation with girls. I had a lack of confidence. I said, you know what? If I get bigger or if I get leaner and more shredded, the girls are just gonna want me. They're just gonna flock. That's just how it works, right? You get bigger, you get stronger, you get in the gym, and the girls just know it, and that's the end game. No, that's not how it works at all. I wish it was. You actually don't get any more attention than you do if you don't lift. It all comes down to confidence, which the gym helps with. I will say that. I've been asked a bunch of times how many girls DM me on a regular basis, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I think in the past year or two, I've only gotten 1 DM from a girl. The rest are just guys. Make sure that You're doing this for you because that is the only way that you're going to stay committed to it long term, and you just have to love the progress and the process. Talk another time about how you can build your confidence and speak to girls and get yourself out there. I'm gonna go eat a meal. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video and want to see more like them, definitely hit the thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next one.